Okay, I'm gonna do some bong rips. One second.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
So
guys
anyway,
ever
Jeremy.
You guys listen to Street Fight?
Yes.
I love how you can just hear them like crack brews and like.
I do listen to Street Fight. I have some. I think I could give them some constructive criticism. But
What is it?
I do like them. They're very much focused on Brian's having anxiety lately, which is getting old. But the main critique is when they're doing this call-in show, they haven't not developed a method of not talking over the caller. And it's
yeah. See, I haven't
really
noticed
weird.
that. I haven't. But usually Street Fight, because like the call-in episodes are so fucking long, I just put it on in the background while I do stuff.
I can't. I only listen to the first 30 minutes of each call-in show, which is Brian giving a recap of his week of anxiety, which I do enjoy.
I do like Brian. He sounds like like Tom Sharpling, but with less opportunities in life.
I really like Brian. I like both.
I've been listening to the POD cast.
About POD, yes.
Well, it's about new metal, right?
Yeah.
The cast is spelled with a K.
Yes,
So
of course.
Porn reference.
I feel so alive.
Yeah, they were
Can't
ripping on that
deny you.
album.
Yeah, it's a very. Not only is it very Christian, it's worse than Creed. I would argue.
Yeah.
I would argue POD is worse than Creed.
I was very surprised that POD was not censored by the adults at Catholic school, and I now know why, but I didn't at the time.
Their Christ messages, at least in their hits, are pretty nebulous.
I thought the censorship was based on hairstyle.
So you could have natty dreads in your Catholic school.
Well, they also had like a really weird reggae song on that album.
You've listened to the whole POD. Is it called Youth of the Nation?
No,
What's
it's
the
called
first album called?
Satellite.
Hell yeah.
That's what I've been doing. I've been listening to the album and then listening to their episode, except for like they did one on like Science by Incubus, which I've listened to like 100 times. And they were making fun of the lyrics on it. I never noticed how bad of a lyricist Brendan Boyd is.
When you're behind the wheel, whatever tomorrow.
But see, that song, I think the lyrics to Drive are really good.
You can have.
I'm down with Incubus. I am 100% okay with Incubus.
They went with Incubus because their original name, Fuck Demon, was deemed too controversial by the record executives.
Yeah.
Got a new band. It's called Fuck Demon.
It's like a demon that can't stop fucking.
He's just gotta fuck. That's where his dark powers come from. Is from the fucking.
And my dark powers come from the like a space, like a material space, you know?
Hi, it's your producer Wally. Can you get this demon to stop fucking so much? You know, we're having a lot of problems with the demon fucking. No, Wally. No. That's the whole point.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that guy at the end?
It was the lead chud from Incubus.
Lead chud.
Yeah. No, they're not chuds. They made a bush bashing record. What do you know about their bush bashing?
Crow Left of the Murder.
What do you know about the politics of Incubus?
Nothing. I know, like, they're probably resistance libs. Like, I think that's a pretty.
They had that one song, Megalomaniac, I remember because it was an animated music video, and I lived for all things animated when I was 13 and continued to do so. And it had like little dancing Adobe After Effects Hitlers.
Yeah, it was a good video.
Man, fucking the mid 2000s, what a time to be a resistance lib. What a time to just have like a non-specific or something that MAGA Blue, they call it. I've been calling it Ellen Wing Democrats also.
This is revisionism, what you're doing.
So the Ellen Wing. So Green Day, American Idiot is a very Ellen Wing Democrat album.
Yeah.
Yeah, very non-specific.
American Idiot is a low point for me in terms of pop culture.
Did you love it?
No, that's when I gave up.
Oh, okay.
So when everyone liked that, I gave up. I thought Green Day had sold out.
They were not making songs about being at a teenage funeral, which is what I understand.
Well, to me, Green Day used to be about making songs about being dumbasses, and then it changed to making songs about being smart and emo. And my hair is now very dark, and I wear eyeliner.
I'm bisexual, but I can't come out yet.
It seemed like a cash grab.
I'm Billy Joe Armstrong. I only ever fuck pussy, but I'm bisexual now. I'm Billy Joe. No, Billy Joe definitely made out with dudes. Probably sucked a dick once or twice, but I don't think he ever penetrated. I don't think he was ever full penetration.
Okay. Jeremy, how do you think? What do you think about that?
Whether Billy Joe Armstrong fucks dudes.
Yeah.
Did he ever go?
No,
do you think he went full penetration with it?
Penetration.
I don't know. It's really tough to say. I mean, back in the day, all the songs were about like beating off and like eating Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of got like maybe like Volcel vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, you can't be Volcel because Volcels preserve their cum, don't they? Or I guess that there's all stripes of Volcel.
Does he still look like that? Does he still dress and look like that? You know what I mean?
He's still, he's doubled down on he still wears ties and I think.
Like schoolgirl ties?
Well, like Avril Lavigne ties. It's weird because Avril Lavigne did the ties first and then Billy Joe started doing the punk ties.
Remember when Avril covered Knocking on Heaven's Door?
She covered Knocking on Heaven's Door?
No,
that's amazing.
That?
Was it good?
No.
Okay.
I mean, what is good?
Well, in terms of the Avril...
I would say it was camp.
I would say in the Avril discography, that one song where she's going, it's a damn cold night.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's her best
I'm with
one.
you. That's the one where her only attempt at sort of seriousness, and it had a music video where she looks imploringly into the camera on a damn cold night, trying to figure out this life. Take me by the hand, take me somewhere new.
I liked the one My Happy Ending off her next album.
Yes, that one was actually good.
Which I believe was written by Rain Maida.
Hell yeah, whoa. Rain Maida. Our Lady whoa. Peace, OLP.
Do you know who OLP are, Steven? Because you're American.
Do I know who?
Our Lady
OLP.
Peace?
No, well, not
Superman's
maybe.
Dead?
No.
They're this Canadian, like, post-grunge band, I guess you could say. And they released 3 like great albums with very like poetic lyrics and very like experimental like guitar playing, and then they just totally went pop in like the early 2000s.
So wait, are they called Our Lady Peace?
Our Lady Peace.
Okay, I found them on my phone.
They had albums with a guy which he was chewing an acrobat swing.
Yeah.
And it's called Clumsy.
Well, listen, post-grunge is a toss-up for me. I'm either for it.
No, but they were good post-grunge. There's like a mid-90s wave of Canadian post-grunge.
Okay, well, okay.
Like loosely defined post-grunge. Like
how I judge them is based on the following very important sequence of events. Depending on vocalist Rain Maida's status now, as I click on his name, if he died in a horrific way, I will like them.
Okay. Did he die?
Did he jump in front of a train?
What?
Like the Sound vocalist?
Wait.
No, Rain Maida is alive.
Then I probably won't like him.
He's married to Chantal Kreviatsik, who's another like late 90s Canadian alt rock icon. And
they all did that, though. Avril married Derek Whibley of Sum 41, and then Chad Kroeger of Nickelback, which some would consider an upgrade.
She married what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and she had Lyme disease the entire time, which is funny to think that you're just whacked out on Lyme disease and progressively
Wait, who was married to Chad Kroeger?
No, they got divorced.
No. They did get divorced eventually, but they also wrote the ill-fated and racist song Hello Kitty.
What?
Oh, yeah. That song was...
It was a great point in Western culture.
Oh, man. When did that happen? Was that when we were in college?
Yeah, I think that happened like a decade ago.
I was so drunk.
It was like, I remember being in graduate school when that came out. Mm. So I think it was 2014, 2015.
Avril, the twilight years. Yeah, very much the Avril, the Lyme disease years. I think she's still putting them out. It does. That's
why I'm a failure.
Because of Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Did you have Lyme disease?
Yeah, but I'm fine now.
What was it like when you had Lyme disease?
I just drank through it, you know?
Jesus Christ.
Did you know that Avril Lavigne was featured in the 2003 game The Sims Superstar as an NPC?
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Which stands for non-playable celebrity.
Okay.
So there is some version of Avril that will be 20 forever. That will be 23 forever.
Yeah, how old is she? Because she's not that much
40. No,
she's 35.
She's 35. That's not that old. All of her eggs are gone, though.
Why'd it have to go? Is it complicated? Why do you have to go and get complicated?
Why does it have to go and make things so complicated?
Skater Boy is a good one too.
Skater Boy.
Yeah, I liked how she spelled it. Like the song itself, it's like whatever, but I do appreciate the calligraphy.
It's a very nice message, too, because it's a very nice juvenile fantasy where you get revenge on the lover that spurned you in high school by taking your skateboarding to the raddest max.
Yeah. The life and times of adolescence is the only interesting thing about humanity.
Yeah. I think, because stuff is so much more heightened then. Because you're experiencing...
love matters. Yeah.
Did you ever know of like J.R.R. Tolkien's general attitude towards things, which is surprisingly pessimistic, and I kind of like?
How would you sum up J.R.R. Tolkien's general attitude towards things?
Well, he believed in sort of recursive but worse. Like everything it's different than time as a flat circle, more like a helix going downwards to hell, where things repeat, but they repeat less grandly and more stupidly. And that's reflected in Lord of the Rings, where it's in the first age and the second age and the third age, where all of these ages are marked by these big monomyths, but you sort of repeating less grandly and more stupidly. Oh. And I sort of like that outlook. That's like, it's even worse than time is a flat circle, which is everything repeats, but gets slightly worse from the initial concept of creation. And I think that's fun, and that's my philosophy.
Okay. But, so it started with elves?
Started with elves. Elves. It started with elves.
Okay, let me get this straight. It started with elves and is ending with Hillary Clinton is trying to take over the world?
You see, John Podesta was molesting elves, not children. That's what they got wrong. They were squirreling away elves.
So is like Hitler the orcs? Are we the orcs?
Well, I am a dwarf, according to
so
Tolkien.
You get to just decide based on personal aesthetic choice what fantasy race you are.
Well, the dwarves are very obviously Jews in Lord of the Rings, you know? Hobbit is all about, what if me and my 12 Jewish friends just went and gone on an adventure to get their gold back, from from Smaug,
Okay.
who is a wasp, clearly, who is sort of a landed hegemony that a German
it's like,
demon.
is like Riverdale. Riverdale is where they all meet up, right?
Rivendell?
Rivendell.
Yeah, Riverdale.
Yeah, so
Riverdale is
Rivendell like Israel.
Rivendell is no, because that's where the elves are. The elves are, I guess, different Jews. Okay, so they're different types of Jews, right? So the elves are like the Rothschilds. The elves are like the international global Jew, where like dwarves are like shtetl Jews. You know, they're like it's.
And the orcs
let's
are.
Put it this way.
What kind of Jews are the orcs?
Elves are Hebrew.
Okay.
Dwarves are Yiddish. Orcs are Long Island.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the Tolkien spectrum of Jews.
And so when Tolkien was writing the middle
hobbits
everything,
are short white guys.
Oh, I thought
hobbits are short Christians.
Okay.
Men are regular Christians.
But then
that's
everyone
the
else
symbolism.
Everyone else is Jews.
Except for the Hyrudin, who are clearly Muslim.
Oh God, I don't even.
I haven't watched the Lord of the Rings movies, let alone read the books.
I tell you, I watched them recently, and they hold up better than Game of Thrones. I tell you what.
Really?
Yeah, I remember really liking The Two Towers.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, like that was the only one where I went into the theater and it didn't feel like a 10-hour movie.
Yeah. I was really disappointed when The Two Towers came down, though. You know, it was like a real watershed moment in my life.
I think that Gandalf brought down The Two Towers.
So what you're saying is the Jews did the Lord of the Rings equivalent of 9/11.
Is Gandalf a Jew though?
Again, they're all Jews. Everyone that's not hobbits or men are Jews. Even the hobbits are Jews.
We're gonna get sued by the Tolkien.
Oh, the hobbits are definitely Jews.
Hobbits are super Jews, but they're like the British, like assimilated Jews.
Well, I would say they're like the hobbits are Ashkenazi for sure. like Frodo is always like whining about something or other.
I gotta go to summer camp. Oh, I gotta go on this long journey. I don't know. Yeah, they're all little fussy boys. They're all little pansy boys. They're all little soy boys.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing that Orson Welles couldn't stand Woody Allen?
Why? Because he kept raping his daughters?
He's like, I just hate men of that kind of character.
Orson Welles kicks ass.
Yeah, well, kind of. He made just a sequence of ever more confusing movies.
Nah, man, Othello's great. It's the greatest blackface performance of all time.
Honestly, I've seen Citizen Kane like 3 times.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
But it's not, like, I don't understand how people think it is like the greatest film of all time. Like, it's good. There's a lot of symbolism in there, and I get it. And, you know, working in the newspaper business, I have an appreciation for that type of narrative arc. But, yeah, I mean, it isn't like the #1 film of all time.
I think it's the most influential. Like, usually greatest lists boil down to most influential lists. And I think Citizen Kane, in terms of the effect it had on montage and matching sort of sound to montage and film and sprockets. These are things, yes. These are film things that I know about. Yeah. So it was very revolutionary with the sprockets. But I think it just represented sort of a logical continuation in filmic language by inventing a lot of stuff. I remember the sequence where he's sort of burning down his lady friend who's like he's trying to make into a singer, and it ends with the light bulb going out. And, you know, that sort of visual symbolism up to that point had been rare. And Citizen Kane was just so chock full of it in every single moment that it was sort of hard to ignore. What frickin' Orson Welles said was that the thing that he did to watch Citizen Kane was watch Stagecoach by John Ford 40 times. And Stagecoach is not a great movie. Yeah, I've seen Stagecoach a lot. I actually quite like Stagecoach.
I did
But-
for one of my songs. I listened to "Disintegration" by The Cure 40 times.
It's a much different experience than Stagecoach.
And that song sucked. Yeah. And then the website it was on deleted everybody's music, and that website's dead, and I lost all my music.
But further to my point,
gone.
Disintegration is influential, but it sucks. Same with Stagecoach. And well, Citizen Kane doesn't suck, but it is a logical.
It's not my favorite Cure album is The Head on the Door. Like Disintegration is a bit bloated, you know. If it was like a Radiohead album, it would be Hail to the Thief. Like it's got some bangers on there, but
Yeah.
there's a bit much.
I love Radio Shack. Radio Shack is my favorite band.
How do you think Radio Shack's going to do with the pandemic?
I think they're going to release a lot of albums. Tom Shack is going to release an album. And you can't forget about Ed Greenshack.
Johnny Greenshack.
Johnny Greenshack, right.
Ed
He's the one that does
O'Shack.
Ed O'Shack, right.
You know Ed O'Brien is a big fish head? Did you know that?
There's a lot of very otherwise talented musicians who are very into fish.
Oh man, what do you think the fish community is doing with the pandemic?
Oh my God, you're right. That's
well,
the
I know
community.
this actually, because some would say I am loosely affiliated with the fish scene.
It's
Well,
okay.
excellent. We have at least one listener who is
You've
also.
definitely been to a fish concert.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, I've been to several fish concerts,
Well,
and
what's the
I've been-
lowdown?
I've been itching to go to another one, but that's not possible. Anyways, every Tuesday, Fish are doing Dinner and a Movie, which is named after an old song of theirs from one of the early albums called Junta, I think.
I know Junta. That's the only no one likes Fish studio albums, but that's the one people point to.
Picture of Nectar, I would say, is a better studio album. But in any event, they're doing Dinner and a Movie every Tuesday where they stream an old live show for free. And they also provide recipes if you want to make some dinner beforehand. You know, when you're in quarantine, they tell you what the ingredients are and how to make it. And
are they all vegans and such?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know. Fish is crazy.
Yeah,
I could get into this.
They only eat fish.
They only eat fish and Swedish fish. And
I had to quit the band because they only let me eat fish or Swedish fish.
yeah, my bowels were just totally obstructed for days. Just gummy.
What else on the body is there that's like your bowels and your jowls? Bowels and your jowls.
Your
Bicep
jowls.
and tricep.
Biceps and triceps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Biceps and triceps, your jowls and your bowels. Your chin and the tip of your pin, which is your penis. That's a horrible euphemism for penis I just invented. Your pin.
The
Where
tip
did you
of your
stick your pin? Did you stick the tip of your pin in the corkboard?
You invented that, not a billion 18th century French playwrights.
They said prick. Did they say pin? Did they say rapier? Did they say EP? What are other sharp swordy things?
Yeah, they said every single one of those.
Which sword? What sword would you most want your penis compared to? A flamberge?
The one that's sharp on both sides.
I think my penis would be a rapier.
I think mine would be like the Darth Maul lightsaber. Does that count as a
Sure.
sword? Or
It's a
lightsaber
sword.
Does it come out the other end?
So
Yeah, it's the double.
it's like a
Double
twin
lightsaber.
dog penis.
You got one on the back?
He was definitely the best part of the Phantom Menace.
We can all agree. No, the best part of the Phantom Menace is now this is pod racing.
Oh man,
That movie only functions as
man, people just can't get over that movie.
Well, it's the greatest auteur vision we have of our time. Of like, we got to see someone make use of hundreds of millions of dollars to bring what was uniquely sort of this stream of consciousness vision. Because famously, George Lucas only did in one draft. So this is a man unbound up on the screen. No one is reeling him back, and we got to see it. And we realized that everyone's dreams for the last 40 years were built on sand. Star Wars was nothing more than the fever dream of a mediocre man. And sort of the magic was lost. And people don't like it because you can never go back, you see.
Well, from what I'm hearing about the last one, which I have not seen, is that shit's whack.
It's the worst Star Wars movie, I think. Like, it's worse than The Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Clones, or whatever the fuck it's called. Attack of the Sith.
Well, because those movies at least are funny, because they're the greatest auteur movies of all time.
Yes, we heard you the first time. They're the greatest auteur movies.
I mean, I don't know. I saw Rise of Skywalker. Is that what it's called?
Yes, so. I think
yeah,
so.
I saw it with my buddy here in Medicine Hat, and we had a pretty good time. Like just dunking on all the idiosyncrasies in there. Like all of a sudden, like what's her name gets Princess Leia's lightsaber. And it's like, oh yeah, of course, the lightsaber that Princess Leia has in all the movies.
Yes, but you can dunk on it because it's more crass and cynical, whereas the prequels are lazy and weird.
The prequels are more colorful.
Yeah. What did you think of the last? I don't fucking care about the last. Fuck Star Wars. Fuck all of it. All of it can go to hell. Fuck Star Wars. Fuck Star Trek. Fuck all science fiction except for Heinlein. No.
If
I had to choose one, I'd choose Philip K. Penn.
Yeah, no, Philip K. Penn, which sounds like a Jordan Peterson Philip K. Dick crossover.
Oh, by the way, still nothing, no shred of evidence about the Good Doctor.
That he's
status.
Existing?
And his status. Nope, I have found no evidence.
Are you a Peterson truther?
In terms of that he may be dead?
But who do you think killed him?
His daughter, his evil daughter.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
No, and he hasn't put anything out. He's got a really odd Twitter now that's like promoting stuff. There's Peterson truthers on the subreddit too. Go there and look for them. They're very funny.
Look, Mikhaila lapsed into a meat rage, and she killed her dad because she just had too much gravy in the blood.
Yeah, and took his body to Russia. Took him to Russia and killed him there. I don't know what's going on. He hasn't been heard from in like a year.
Well, he did tweet yesterday. Yeah, I became a grandfather a second time at the birth of Elliot Peterson to my son Julian and his wife Jillian at 11:54 last night.
What?
I'm calling bullshit. Michaela.
Hold on, back up.
His crazy daughter has his Twitter.
Yeah.
But they're called Julian and Jillian?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's very funny.
What? Why?
Julian and Jillian.
But also, why do we never hear about Julian Peterson? Like,
why do we never hear about Tiffany Trump?
Yeah, or like Randy Ford.
Yeah.
Wait, Randy Ford exists?
Yeah. He's the Ford family. You got Diane.
Diane Ford. Okay.
Who died last year.
Sad.
You got Doug Sr., who was
the original tag man.
Yeah, he was the original tag man. He was also a Ontario legislator, loosely defined. I don't think he passed any legislation. And he was like a backbencher in the Mike Harris years. Mike Harris was a super neoliberal premier of Ontario in the late 90s.
He had more cuts to the Ontario government than a goth girl's arm.
Yeah. And so that's like the OG Fords, and then they had 3 kids. Wait, no, they had 4 kids. 4 kids.
Okay.
They have Rob and Doug, who you love.
The Brothers of Destruction. Well, people don't know. Rob is internationally famous for being crack mayor. People don't know Doug as much.
Yeah, but I think they do, because he is the premier of Canada's largest province.
No one knows the fucking premier of Ontario. You just had to explain who Mike Harris was.
Well, yeah, because Mike Harris was the premier of Ontario like 20 years ago.
This is the Canadian human pig hybrid experiment that you guys have been running, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Where you crossed a family with a pig family?
Yeah, we are creating a race of brindled men that will rule us all.
It's a pig man, Jerry. It's a pig man.
But no, so there's Rob and Doug, and then there's Kathy. Now, Kathy, so the second time Rob Ford got caught smoking crack, after he admitted that, yes, he has smoked crack, but he doesn't smoke crack, so he wasn't lying when he says he doesn't smoke crack. Because it's not, he's not an addict. He just does it sometimes.
Well, also, you freebase crack, technically. So
you smoke it out of a light bulb.
But so then he admits that the crack tape is real. And then a bit later, the Globe and Mail, which is sort of Canada's national newspaper of record, gets a photo of him smoking crack from like taken like days earlier, and that was in his sister Kathy's basement. is a huge crackhead, and she was also, dig this, she was shot in the face by her ex-husband.
That's fucking cool as hell.
She looks fucking good for a woman who was shot in the face, let me tell you.
She had the good reconstructive surgery. Well, entry wounds aren't that big. If she was shot in the cheek, get that patched up.
What's it look like on the backside?
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's why I'd rather be shot in the face than in the back of the head.
But then there's Randy Ford, and he's like the Tiffany Trump of the Ford family. Like, no one fucking talks about him.
He's the Zeppo.
Yeah, like, I don't know anything about the guy.
There's just nothing there. There's just, can you imagine being that person, though? I guess when your siblings are that way, though, you're sort of thankful that you're the normal one? Or there's a lot of pressure? There's a lot of pressure.
He does not look normal.
Yeah, Randy I don't think he's the normal one.
He does not look like a normal guy.
Who is that guy from DuPont that molested a 2-year-old and then got off? He was like one of the DuPont heirs.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. I only know the guy that Steve Carell played.
Yeah, there was the guy that started the wrestling academy, the Foxcatcher guy. But no, the whole DuPont family is like, it is a good movie. Fucking anything with Steve Carell in a prosthetic.
So that would be
Big Short
Robert.
Fucking sucked.
It's someone named Robert H. Richards IV, scion of the family who built the chemical empire and kin to the co-founders of a prestigious law firm, Richards, Layton, and Finger.
Hell yeah.
Was given 8 years probation and was ordered to seek treatment after being convicted of 4th-degree rape of his 3-year-old daughter.
That's the guy.
DuPont family heir, Robert H. Richards IV.
Yes, that's the man. Thank you very much. That's the man I was referring to.
That's the guy.
And money, you'll get you
New York
places.
Daily News.
Yeah, and it's because that's like, you hear a lot of sex assault stories, but rarely do you hear the rare under 5 one. Which I know a topic we've often discussed, Jeremy, is
let's make sure be more accurate
Lost
here.
Prophet singer Ian Watkins.
You bring it up. You discuss it.
Yeah. Ian Watkins famously described his rape of a 1-year-old as being mega lols.
Yes. That was in the court. Transcript. It was mega lols,
which kind of rules.
That guy.
But yeah, no, I think that Last Train Home is a fucking banger.
From what the fuck is Last Train Home? From Lost Prophets?
Yeah. It's like, you don't know that song?
Well, there's only one banger by Ian Watkins I'm familiar with, and that is The Assault of a Small Child, given to him by one of the...
So this guy needs to be killed in jail, basically.
Ian Watkins?
He needs to be killed in jail.
See,
right?
It works differently in English jail. See, in
Why?
here, pedophiles get killed in jail here. In English jail, they become kings of the jail.
What?
Because they're seen as, like, the top guys.
Okay, well, fuck
guy,
that.
Baby, he's now our king.
I'm glad they did Brexit.
All of the ramen. Yeah.
But I saw they've been taken off Spotify.
Good.
Lost Prophets?
Yeah.
Did they still have Gary Glitter on Spotify?
Oh wait, that's a lie. Lost Prophets is on Spotify, but it's only an album from 2010. Now, when did Ian Watkins go to prison?
I think this was the non-Ian Watkins album. That
Right.
2013.
This must have been...
all of Ian Watkins.
Can you imagine
No.
the band?
No, he was sentenced to 29 years in prison in 2013.
Oh, wow. So why are they have the baby? I don't care. What do I care, Spotify? Who else has been accused that's still beloved?
Man, I had forgotten about that.
The Lost Prophets thing or the Gary Glitter thing?
Thanks for reminding me about the Lost Prophets thing.
Yeah.
I had finally forgotten about that.
In terms of like another band that I think is funny that sort of ended in horror was, do you remember the band Power Bottom?
No, I remember Power Man 5000.
Power Man 5000 was much better than Power Bottom because Power Bottom were bad. And we knew these guys personally, not personally.
That's why I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but I'm just saying,
I didn't know him that personally. I mean,
we didn't know him that. They were acquaintances of acquaintances. But the thing is, everyone. So Power Bottom was this queer pop band that were the next big thing. They had glommed on, Amanda Palmer came to the school once, and these people had managed to get in her good graces, which is how they sort of got in to a larger platform. And now Amanda Palmer divorced Neil Gaiman through Patreon as an aside. That's just funny because I hate fucking Amanda Palmer. I think she's a real grade A cunt.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'll go there for Amanda Palmer. She deserves it. Grade S cunt. Tier S cunt.
Is S higher than A?
S is higher than A according to every Japanese tournament thing that I've ever seen.
I've started seeing that now in more mainstream memes, which
I know a guy whose last name is Seward.
His last name is Seward?
Yeah.
Like SEEWWORD?
Well, not like SEWARD, but still like...
Seward, like Seward spelling.
I used to work with him when I was in the newspaper business. And,
what if your last name was spelled ENWARD? Hello, my name is Harry N-word.
Nedward and Nedward.
Nedward
is
There you go.
The Nedward.
The Nedward.
If N was like Z, like is Z. But it's Ned. It's the Ned word.
Yeah. We need to bring back... Word. It's the Z word. Yeah. Oh, no, the Z... That's a Canadian thing. Oh, you can't say the Z word. That's the worst one of all. That's like worse than three rouges in the CFL.
That's like 4 F words combined.
Yeah, you don't want the Z word.
I'm going to start doing cursing math.
Cursing math?
Yeah,
If all fucks is a shit, no, 4 shits would be a fuck.
So you guys get hit with that cold weather?
Yeah, we had snow in May.
Very suspicious, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats with their weather machines.
The Democrats.
Yeah, that's my conspiracy
and the Chinese.
theory. It's getting no traction that the Democrats control the weather with their weather machines.
I think that's plausible because
isn't there a conspiracy theory that like HARP is being used to control the weather through like the moon and shit, which isn't real.
HARP?
Yeah, like HAARP.
What's that?
I don't know. I remember something to do with like people are talking about it in relation to 5G.
Okay, so it's like some sort of global wave projecting electronic thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, which is an ionospheric research program. So it studies like the upper atmosphere and I guess the weather.
Only the upper atmosphere? Fucking lazy.
Yeah. It's cock shit. It was established in 1993, so thanks, Democrats.
Thanks, Stephanopoulos.
Oh, Ted Stevens helped win approval. Ted Stevens, who famously described the internet as a series of tubes.
Yeah, who died in an airplane crash, and then they named the airport after him, which is pretty funny. Oh, man, I hope to be named ironically by something.
That's like we do it here. We do it like that here.
Yeah, I want to
Proud
be
to be
killed
an
by
American.
a bull and have the calf named after me.
Oh, okay. I could set that up for you.
Hell yeah.
What state do you live in, Stephen?
Michigan.
Oh, really? My mom's from Detroit.
Well,
Like the suburbs around Detroit, not actually.
yeah.
But
Your mom's not from the wrong side of 8 Mile. Is
I'm
what you're
technically-
saying.
no,
I
my
mean-
mom was from the right side of 8 Mile, but she lived near 8 Mile.
Mm.
The
Before
suburbs
they-
of Detroit are huge.
Yeah, my grandparents lived in Southfield.
Yeah.
Where do you live in Detroit?
I live in Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay. So is that on the peninsula?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
it's close to Detroit. It's just like 30 minutes away from Detroit. It's like you drive through Detroit suburbs and then you get to Ann Arbor, which is where the University of Michigan is.
It's
Right.
intermittent.
My mom went to U of M, I think. Or maybe she went to Michigan State. But where's Michigan State?
That is, I think that's in Lansing.
I thought it was in Kalamazoo.
It's either, or maybe it's in Kalamazoo. I don't know. It could.
There's one I just like saying, Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo's
there's a lot of
where
fun in it.
Jack White lives.
Jack White.
Well, besides like Nashville, New York City, L.A., and wherever the fuck else.
Hey, he's a multimillionaire, but he still dresses like that. But I guess that's idea. He stands for Bernie. I'm for Jack White.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's right. He played that rally with Rashida. And, I mean, she didn't play it, but she was there.
It'd be funny if you had Rashida Tlaib doing Meg White stuff. You don't need a lot of training. You could get Rashida to learn that in like a day.
But he covered "License to Kill" by Bob Dylan.
Sure.
Not really.
Sure.
That's
Who
weird.
doesn't like Jack White?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's all right. I don't know.
I never got to see the White Stripes live, but I saw him live with my brother in like 2014, I think.
Jack
all
White
right.
taught me to do the spastic thing with my voice, which is, I want to level someone goes to level. I level well.
Huh. Wow, he taught you that.
He taught me that. He taught me how to do that.
And you used it to great effect.
Out of all of the bands from the early 2000s, including the Strokes, the Vines, the Hives, the White Stripes.
I like the. Do you know the?
I do remember the, but they're from the 90s. They were earlier. They predated this era. Because remember when it looked like rock was going to happen? There was going to be a rock revival. All these new young garage band guys that coming out, they're getting promoted.
Yeah, Foo
Strokes are
Fighters.
happening.
Like the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, like the Foof.
Or is Foo Fighters just Foo Fighters, or are they the Foo Fighters?
Just Foo Fighters.
Okay, see, that's who I was trying to liken Our Lady Peace to. Is like, what would the American equivalent be? And Foo Fighters is a good one. Where
No, I would say they're more.
Three
At least
Doors
their
Down.
early stuff was definitely more. I would analogous to like the Smashing Pumpkins or Soundgarden.
Okay. Well, maybe Soundgarden was they were a little harder, but I could see
There's Matt
Smashing
Good,
Pumpkins.
Matt Good, who they sort of had a rivalry, the Matthew Good Band, out of Vancouver. He, I think, was more going for like a Radiohead sound.
But they would all sound like I remember Matthew Goodband because he had that one thing. I'm frantic, so let me up. Whatever burden down the way. It was the Cher singing. I think that sort of because it was Eddie Vedder really.
No, but Matt Good didn't. I don't agree that he had that Cher voice.
No, he didn't have the full Cher, but it was definitely informed by Cher. The same with the guy from the Tea Party. You can hear it
Definitely the guy from the Tea Party.
In the syllable load, as opposed to load, they go load.
His voice was very like manic and like intense. And that's because he actually has bipolar disorder. But
that's what you need. If you're going to be a rocker, nothing rocks harder than bipolar.
Well, yeah,
and
his music hasn't been like he's still coming out with albums, and they're like whatever. But yeah, he just doesn't have that like manic energy in his voice anymore.
Yeah, you need the rock and the roll. That's bipolar disorder. Can't have one or the other.
Bipolar is pretty rock and roll.
It is, yeah. Rock
and roll mental illness, I would say.
Yes.
Did you see Axl Rose replying to Steve Mnuchin on Twitter?
What? Did Steve Mnuchin? I feel like some of Steve Mnuchin's money got up in Chinese democracy.
It was bizarre.
What did Axl Rose say to Steve Mnuchin? What could he have possibly said to Steve Mnuchin?
Hold on. I don't know how do you speak like Axl Rose?
He speaks normally in interviews.
In songs, he talks like this. He doesn't speak like the things, eh?
Yeah.
Because previously we've stated on the podcast that, as fact, that the way a person speaks is exactly how they sing. That was
You're right. You just have to sing it to
ago.
Welcome to the Jungle, so everything Axl Rose says is, I would like to go to the store today. We need all the eggs and milk. We gotta get some bread. He sings everything to Welcome to the Jungle. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, his one good song.
No, there's more. I like November rain.
Even cold November rain.
Nothing
lasts forever. Do you remember that song? Do you remember that song "1 in a Million"?
No. Wait, is that a Guns N' Roses song? Isn't that famously the worst Guns N' Roses song?
I mean, it's a good song, but it's on GNR Lives. So like the same album as Patience and Patience is on there. It's the last song, and he says the N-word.
No, Axl.
Yeah, and he's obviously like trying to be like woke and epic. But it has not aged well. He's like, it's like immigrants and faggots. They make no sense to me. They come to our country and think they'll do as they please.
So he's taking the voice of a hateful man.
Yeah. He's like it's like in
the classic unreliable narrator.
It's like In the Flesh by Pink Floyd.
Yes. They say the N-word in Los Angeles by X, and they also say it in Holiday in Cambodia. But those ones, they probably aged just about as poorly. A lot of high-minded white people.
Well, of course, Bob Dylan famously said, drop the N-bomb in Hurricane. And he also did whiteface in the Rolling Thunder Review.
What? How did he do whiteface?
He just painted his face white.
Okay.
You should watch the Scorsese doc on the Rolling Thunder Review, which is a Netflix original.
I feel like Bob Dylan, for me, is just the ultimate emperor has no clothes. Like, he's just constantly bluffing depth, and people seem to take him at his, like, a whole generation seems to take him at his word.
More than one generation. I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying, but I think an argument for there being some depth is that multiple generations now. I mean, not everyone's an idiot, right? Like, there's got to be some depth there. I don't know. I haven't listened to the guy. Couldn't tell you a single thing about him.
I think I feel like even though it is idiosyncratic with his voice and everything, there is sort of like a blank slate quality to the folk music, because it's usually just sort of, he's usually just singing one note, and the lyrics, even though they sort of grasp at poetry, don't necessarily make the most.
I like Leonard Cohen. Why don't we talk about Leonard Cohen?
Wait, but Bob, I just wanted to, he released that 17-minute
the Kennedy song
about the Kennedy assassination.
He says the N-word like 7 times in that song.
What?
No.
But he his first album of original material in 8 years is coming out next month.
Wow.
He just dropped this another song from it called "False Prophet."
Okay.
Which is like I'm kind of surprised Bob Dylan has never had a song called "False Prophet" before. Like,
how's he spell prophet?
Like lost prophets.
Okay.
No.
Not like
Not
false,
like
the false prophets of being the whiskey spokesman.
I've tried that whiskey actually. It's quite good.
False Prophet whiskey.
No. Bob Dylan has a whiskey brand. I think it's Door. I think it's bourbon. It's bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Look, everyone knows that alcohol tastes better with a celebrity endorsement, because parts of every celebrity endorsement involves the celebrity putting a little bit of their jizz in the batch. And so you just get a little bit of Bob with every sip of whiskey.
That's why you got to watch out for that vaccine and Tom Hanks. They're trying to get Tom Hanks's DNA up in your DNA.
They're trying to turn everyone into Hanks clones, which is, but the problem with that is for every call-in you get a Chet Hayes. So you just have to burn the Chets. You just have to. They're the chaff.
Cain and Abel, Colin and Chet.
Who's the middle Hank son? Speaking of the ones that people don't know, there is a middle Hank son that people forget about, because he's not in movies, nor is he a huge embarrassment.
Is he? What? I don't know.
He's the one that people kind of care about. Yeah, it is really the Chet Colin duality that we can point to. Are you more of a Chet or more of a Colin? I'm a Chet.
You're a Chet?
I'm absolutely a Chet.
I don't know. I don't understand the duality.
Would I enthusiastically do patois to a camera broadcasting nationally? Yes, that is well within my behavioral regime. I am a bad person, like Chet Hayes. My dad got quarantined in Australia.
Word. I wish I had a behavioral regime. That would be good for me.
Yeah, you can regulation. That's how I'm not bipolar anymore. I'm unipolar, but at many different poles throughout the day.
You can regulation.
What I'm saying is you got to get a lot of poles, and you just gotta burn them down. You got to smoke them. You got to smoke those poles, and then you won't be bipolar.
You got to smoke a bunch
You'll
of
be
poles.
smoke polar.
Okay.
I just love pole smoking as a synonym for sucking dick. It's funny to me.
Because what do you hold up 2 fingers like you hold a cigarette?
Yeah, well, I think holding a dick like you would hold a cigarette is very funny between your index and middle finger.
Just hold 2 fingers.
Darling, you have a dick holder that's a cigarette holder that's just like a long plastic.
You flick it when you're done.
Yeah, exactly. You stomp it out. Whose fantasy are we describing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Aliens exist. Not aliens. UFOs exist.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know what that is. I don't
Tom
think
DeLonge gave us the USOs.
It could just be like some trick of the camera.
No, it's USOs. It's happening. It was confirmed by the Navy. The Navy crats are sending it to us. We're going to be heroes. We're going to have other life. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. fucking aliens on a distant planet, alien human hybrids, magic powers, going into the sun, discovering the lost realm of Atlantis.
No more
ancient
death.
scriptures.
No more death.
That's what I'm saying. This Tom DeLonge has started all of it. No more death. Achieving the singularity.
We should
Tom DeLonge singularity.
We should be worshiping Tom DeLonge, maybe.
I do worship Tom DeLonge.
You do? Is there a religion that I could join to join you to also worship him?
Let's start it.
It's called Islam. I like the idea of Tom DeLonge broadcasting through the darkness of space a message to the aliens, and his beautiful message goes, "Where are you?"
well, but Blink have that song "Aliens Exist" on
Yes,
Enema of the State.
Enema of the State. Yeah, he made it very clear early on that he was a ufologist.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, there's something in the back room.
Blink 182. Okay, so My Chemical Romance has gotten sort of revised to not only be like, the emo trend of the 2000s is back, but now they're considered to be geniuses. They're considered to be fucking geniuses. And which is weird to me because My Chemical Romance always struck me as like a middling emo pop band from the mid 2000s, which is like fine. But now everyone has very fond memories of Welcome to the Black Parade, which in my mind I liked it when it was called the Million Man March.
Yeah, people really like them.
Are you gonna qualify that by denouncing Farrakhan?
No, well, I'm just asking. No, I love Louis Farrakhan. Hey, Farrakhan's a prophet that I think you ought to listen to, okay? People forget that Public Enemy said that.
Eric Andre remembered when he played.
He directly challenged Flava Flav on saying Farrakhan's a prophet that I think you ought to listen to. So do you support the murder of Malcolm X? No, Farrakhan didn't kill Malcolm X.
Well, did you see that Netflix doc, Who Killed Malcolm X?
Was it Farrakhan?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I'm wondering if that's who they blame it on.
I don't know. Well, it's not. Definitely it's some NOI thugs, but which NOI thugs?
Well, isn't Farrakhan the top NOI thug?
Yeah, but there's a lot of.
He wasn't then, but I mean,
no.
He had to have been high up.
That was a quick. I'm still on My Chemical Romance.
Okay.
But that was just really quick right there, that transition.
Hey, if you can't talk about NOI and MCR together.
So wait, NOI is
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
And they are. How is Nation of Islam different from My Chemical Romance, would you guys say then?
Bow ties mostly.
The bow ties.
Well, My Chemical Romance had the priest collar.
Comic books. Now?
What?
Well, Gerard Way, or Way, whatever the fuck his name is, wrote The Umbrella Academy, right?
I watched The Umbrella Academy. It was shot in Toronto, and I recognized various locations, and I had a great time.
Yeah, it was quite good, but I mean, that would be another difference between NOI and MCR.
Okay.
the fact that to my mind, no NOI guy has ever successfully written a comic book.
I'm not aware. I stand to be corrected.
I'm just having
that's
trouble.
Where you're wrong, Bucko. Because
I'm just having trouble telling these two groups apart. Is all. Okay.
See, well, let's focus on how they're similar. Okay, so they both believe that white people were created in a laboratory by an evil scientist named Yakub. So This is instrumental to the themes of the Black Parade. Is you have to understand that we are the sons of Yakub, the SOY, the Soy Boys, in other words. Soy, SOY, NOI, MCR. Were heroes of the modern day bringing all of this together for you and just showing you, just creating this lucidity around these various initials. So how do you feel, my fellow sons of Yakub? Have you done any white devilry today?
Would you say that Jordan Peterson is the white Farrakhan?
Oh man, he has the potential. I've thought he's had the potential to send his followers off the deep end for a while.
Yeah, he's definitely got like big Jim Jones energy.
Ben Shapiro is white Farrakhan because they both play the fucking violin.
That's true.
They're both dweebs, but they're also vaguely threatening because they're constantly doing the whole hinting at genocide thing.
Farrakhan has better ideas, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'd much rather contend with a black supremacist than Ben Shapiro.
Than like an orthodox Jewish white supremacist.
Yeah.
Whose only like means of defending against charges of white supremacy is like, but I'm an Orthodox Jew.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think it's like, it's just where you determine your pecking order in the fascist genocide machine, right? Like, because you know that if you get the fascist genocide machine going, all the races are going to get exterminated. But in which order will they get exterminated? And Shapiro's hoping to get the Jews bumped up, you know, a few places. You know, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's did you watch that show about Lindbergh?
Charles
yeah,
Lindbergh?
yeah, the Plot Against America.
Yeah,
that John Turturro's character in that has big Farrakhan energy.
Yeah, and how he has big Farrakhan and then also kind of comparable to Ben Shapiro and what Alex was just saying.
That he's a fascist bootlicker.
And like up until the very end, just is always assuming like he can bargain, he can like get them to see.
Yeah. I think I think I would like that because for some reason, when I was in school, I would always attract the libertarians. Maybe because I was a former libertarian and knew how to talk to them. But even though I was outwardly very socialist all the time, they liked talking to me, and I have no idea. Maybe that's just because I said cunt and faggot with reckless abandon. And see, that's what it. Okay, so I just realized something. These like weird conservative free speech people are the most fucking repressed people on the planet. They don't even want to say the N-word. They just want the know that they can, which is such a weird fucking thing to want. I mean, they do want to say the N-word. A lot of them do. But maybe not the class of people that I'm talking about.
They are repressed.
Dennis Prager wants to say the N-word so badly. Like, he's like always complaining about how... Like, I think he said it's disgusting. You can't even say the N-word.
Like, you just said the N-word, Dennis. You can easily say the N-word. The word that you can't say is no. I'm not dipping. I am extreme. I'm edgy. I can't dip my toe into those waters.
Well,
Louis C.K. did, and we thought we were...
whole point of freedom of speech is not that people aren't going to get mad at you for things like that. It just means the government cannot arrest Dennis Prager for saying the N-word, and that remains to be true.
Free speech means that I can say the N-word and black people suck my dick. That's what free speech means.
Well, it means that, you know, you're going to get fired and everyone's going to hate you. And he's complaining about basically it's not a real argument. He's just a racist.
Hey, what if your boss is a racist and the only way you can move up the corporate ladder is by doing racisms? So, touche, Dennis Prager.
Well, that is like having a job in America.
I wonder, it's like, but I wonder how many jobs have been won through racism solidarity, just because you had like a shitty boss. who was like, "You're
think
clearly
a lot.
unqualified, but you share my opinion about Mexicans, so
think
you
a
got
lot,
the
yeah.
job."
I don't know. I think it's still a problem.
Racism solidarity, it's a thing.
Well, yeah.
Because it's like a nice little secret you share with someone. This is our little hate secret, buddy.
I was reading about John Brown because his birthday was yesterday,
Ooh, Harper's Ferry.
and
I'm a drag queen called Harper's Ferry.
the Southerners were like hysterical about the possibility that slavery was going to be taken away from them, and that their way of life would change, and that they would. It was kind of like disgusting.
Yeah.
Insane. And they like drove all the Northerners out, and they were just like shitting their pants.
Hey, if we ended modern slavery today by getting rid of all the China stuff and suddenly phones became $2,800 a piece, I'd probably be like, can't we just go back to a little bit of slavery? Just on weekends?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot less of things.
Yeah.
That means quality of life will go down.
Yeah, I mean, it's already going down. Might as well go into the skid,
I can't get a webcam right now, I don't think.
I think the only way we can really guarantee that future generations will have a quality of life that's better than ours is by inherently tanking our own quality of life.
It's true, and that's and quality of life really does mean accessibility of webcams. So I will take a hit for the future generations. I will not buy a webcam now so that there may be a webcam later.
But where will you broadcast your OnlyFans? How will you broadcast your OnlyFans?
I have to do OnlyFans by it's like stop motion animation style. so yeah, I have like the first stop motion animation OnlyFans.
You have the first claymation OnlyFans?
Well, it's me.
Okay.
I do because I have to make my own like flip book pornos of me.
So what is OnlyFans? When I got laid off at my newspaper job, people were telling me to start an OnlyFans, but isn't that just for like whipping out your dick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's not for like talking politics, right?
No, it's just
it can be both too. A lot of
Is it
people
like-
like that.
Is it like what Twitch is to gaming, OnlyFans is to amateur porn?
Yes.
Okay, so this really weird genre of parasocial thing is where you'll get like really knowledgeable cam girls like dropping political knowledge while just casually dildoing themselves. And there is like a male equivalent to that, but it's obviously less prominent.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole genre of cam girls now is a girl that can have a conversation with you about, I don't know, the Third International. Wow, she's knee deep in puss. Get my whole knee in there.
Yeah, there's a lot more of this gig economy porn going on now, which is troubling, I guess.
Like Uber for porn?
Like what for what?
Like Uber for porn.
Well, yeah, but when you said Twitch is probably more correct in that they have their own streaming. I mean, now everybody can be a porn star and it's real easy.
Anyone want to unionize cam girls?
That's happening.
The e-girl unionization is happening?
That people are trying to do that, yeah, I think.
Hot rights are human rights, as they say.
Yeah. It's a good product. I use it. I use pornography frequently.
Okay,
I trade it.
You mean the product of pornography?
Yes, not the specific cam girl thing. Yeah. For me, it's mostly balloon stuff.
The balloon porn is
balloon porn. Yeah.
I got that bookmarked.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Balloon porn. That don't let me near a Zeppelin. Oh, fuck it. Don't let me. Oh man, a hot air balloon. Oh jeez, I'm getting flush.
Oh god, I would love if we had more Zeppelins.
like it was the world that Batman the Animated Series predicted, and we just have casual city Zeppelins.
Yep. Just Zeppelins everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, instead of trucks. That could have been our reality.
Right.
Just,
but instead...
Yeah, no trucks. No pollution from trucks crossing the country all the time. Instead, just beautiful Zeppelins carrying all of our goods, landing gracefully, never exploding.
As president, I shall invest in our nation's greatest untapped resource, balloons. Every house will be the house from up.
Oh my God. Yeah, we could have had cloud cities.
There you go. It's using our powerful balloon technology.
You guys ever been in a hot air balloon?
No, have you?
No, have you?
No.
Is it on your bucket list?
Not really.
I have no dream. I would like to attack someone from a hot air balloon. That's the only reason why I would want to be in a hot air balloon. Or do like hunting from a hot air balloon.
Yeah,
like I would want to
grenades.
hunt a jaguar with grenades from a hot air balloon.
The Third World War is going to be fought with hot air balloons.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fought over jewel pods.
We spent all of our money on the F-35. What do we got left in the military budget? Hot air balloons, baby. But they got GPSs, so the tech goodness.
That would be like a really badass form of like guerrilla warfare.
Battle Zeppelins.
Yeah, just flying over in a hot air balloon and just like sniping people.
I feel they. I feel they're
parody. Just very clear.
Oh my God.
You fucking know all these fucking big tech companies that are mediating our communications now are passing them along to, the NSA or.
Yeah, we just gave Peter Thiel the idea to have an attack hot air balloon.
But yeah, well, I do identify as that.
Yes, I do identify as an attack hot air balloon. Man, we need the there must be like trans jokes writers just cranking them out in the Koch brothers dungeon.
But it's the same joke.
Yeah, but they keep doing endless variations of it. They just have one guy.
How much do you think that job pays? Probably a lot better than working at a newspaper.
Yeah, see if you can become the trans joke writer for the Heritage Foundation.
All right, let's try it.
Yeah, we've invested millions of dollars into the new trans joke. Our trans joke technology has taken off.
I identify as a map pin.
Okay. Well, quickly. No, this is how it is done. It's much like Inception. First, identify yourself as a trans joke comic writer. Quickly. Okay. And then you will become one.
Right.
It's just like Inception.
I identify as a Ricky Gervais. Louie! I know!
Speaking of happy comics, I like to every now and then hate watch Real Time with Bill Maher.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the best hate watch show.
Yeah, and usually it's a good hate watch because you'll have like one decent guest on sometimes.
Speaking of guys who think they can say the N-word, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah. I was reading, it was a tweet, so it's probably definitely true, that Bill Maher's ex said he would say the N-word like he was like a Quentin Tarantino character. But yeah, no, it's usually a great hate watch, but I watched it like pandemic Real Time with Bill Maher where he's just at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he doesn't have panels anymore. He just interviews the different guests you'd have on a panel. And so he was interviewing like Mel Brooks' son.
Max Brooks? The Zombie Survival Guide, Max
about,
Brooks?
Like China and COVID. And I'm like, wow, this is like really hacky. But the best part is he goes out to his backyard to do new rules, and there's no audience to laugh at his jokes. And you really get an appreciation for how bad they are when there's no audience like cheering along because a screen is telling them to.
Who likes Bill Maher? Who is the
Boomers.
type of person? Boomers.
Like not my parents necessarily, but people like my parents.
Yeah.
Like middle-aged, boomers with like center-right politics.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what it is? It's the same thing with like Dennis Miller too. It's like domination style political rhetoric, like Ben Shapiro. It's not only you have this, as opposed to like Trevor Noah's obsequious style, or like the Daily Show. What they would do is they never had to take a position because all they would do is point out hypocrisy, which is different than Bill Maher, who has a position. It's just a stupid position, which is centrist neoliberalism, which he constantly is very smug about, not unlike an Aaron Sorkin character.
Yes, yeah. He's very Sorkin-esque. Less witty than a Sorkin character.
Maybe, I don't know. They're pretty bad.
I'm an Aaron Sorkin apologist. like obviously, like the newsroom is like fucking dog shit, and don't get me started on it.
I only just recently saw the the Osama bin Laden pilot clip, and I couldn't believe Have you ever seen that clip?
No.
Which one?
It's an episode of the newsroom where it turns out Osama bin Laden has died, and one of the newsroom guys gets it on his phone, and then he sees there's like a hubbub on the plane, and then the guy sees the pilot. The pilot comes on, "What's going on here?" And then the newsroom guy looks into his eyes and says very dramatically, "Sir, we got him."
Oh yeah. Oh man, that movie, that show is such dog shit. But I do have a soft spot for The West Wing. Its politics have not aged very well, to put it mildly. But yeah. I like the like rhythms of his dialogue.
Yeah, but
and,
you know,
like,
you
the
can.
walking talks.
Social Network is an objectively good Sorkin.
Yeah, that's probably his masterpiece, I would say.
Charlie Wilson's War has dog shit politics, but is a fun movie.
Yeah, I remember seeing that with my parents.
Yes, that's a very good parents movie.
Yeah, it's definitely got boomer energy.
Yeah. My dad made me watch that.
Man, what are some other Sorkins?
Moneyball?
Everyone likes Few Good Men. Few Good Men doesn't. He didn't do Moneyball.
He wrote Moneyball.
He wrote Moneyball. He didn't write Moneyball. He didn't write Moneyball. He didn't write no Moneyball. Did he write Moneyball? Who wrote Moneyball?
He helped Warren Beatty write Bulworth.
Bulworth kicks ass.
Bulworth is hilarious.
Was that the movie with Ghetto Superstar by Prop?
It was indeed.
Okay. Which is a banger.
Yes, it is a banger. I can't think of another hip-hop reappropriation of Islands in the Stream or any other popular country song. Has there been a hip-hop Jolene yet? I feel like we're due.
Well, I know Kid Cudi sampled Lay Lady Lay. and of course, you got Lil Nas X, who's like, country rap superstar.
He's gay, country, black.
Oh yeah, he's gay. He came out.
He's also gay, and he has 2 Australian shepherds, and he's very good on Twitter.
Yeah, he does have very good Twitter game. I listened to his EP though, not great.
I don't think the Lil Nas X train was going to extend past this. I don't think he was going to David Bowie it and like break out with a Space Odyssey
You're not cool as a rapper if anything except for very obscure early material is good. Otherwise, you're not cool.
Well, maybe Old Town Road is his creep, and that he's gonna be like the Radiohead of rap, like his next album.
Rappiohead
is just gonna exude emotion, and then he's gonna have his OK Computer,
Yeah.
Big like statement about modernity.
I'm gonna take my horse to the OK Computer. Showdown at the OK Corral Computer. I don't know. I think the country hip hop thing makes sense because those are the only two genres of music that are profitable at all anymore. So it's natural that they would find a home within each other. And I think there's sort of like the through line that runs through Jimmy Buffett also kind of runs through a lot of modern day hip hop and a lot of modern day country, which is easy living. And in hip hop, like the easy living tropes are through like doing a lot of Xannies and getting drunk and cooking up dope with an Uzi.
Credit card scams.
Yeah, doing the credit card scam now. Making a bit of doubling.
My favorite genre of rap is the credit card scam rap now. You can find it. There's a guy in Florida who makes some, and I think a guy in Chicago who makes some. Just exclusively raps about doing credit card scams. Some of which get very technical with like the computer stuff they need to do.
But and they rap about it. So
yeah, and then they rap about it. So they're
don't do a brute force attack.
They're like rapping about like a script they wrote.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. I'll try to find it.
This is an actual thing. You're not making this up.
No, I'm not making it up. I think it's very cool.
Oh my god.
Because it's
getting numbers on the numbers, God, when you're doing a lot of the wire fraud.
Yeah. Well, we've hit a good time, guys.
Let's have a timeless send off.
I think we can call it.
We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when. We'll meet again. Don't know where.